Welcome to the No Budget Indie Filmcast, where we dip into the independent film universe to highlight those little films that you might not have heard about elsewhere. Will you agree with our panel? Will our panel agree with each other? Tune in to find out. I am Milo Dennison, and with me, as always, is Claire Milan
Hello.
and Cahal Feeney.
Hello.
One of these times, I'm going to try to do all of that with one breath and see if I can just do it without actually pausing. This week, we're watching a film called Man Rots from the Head. It was made in 2016. And I don't know how to pronounce it. It could be Janicza or Janicza, Janicza Bravo. So however you pronounce that. I'm thinking Janicza. Janicza.
Janicza.
Janicza.
Janicza.
Yeah.
Well,
So she wrote and directed it. It stars Michael Cera, who I'm sure a lot of people know from Scott Pilgrim versus the World and a bunch of other stuff. It's a film noir kind of style, so it's all in black and white. It's got a lot of shadows. And Michael Cera plays a knife salesman who goes into this apartment building and going door to door to sell his knives. And he encounters a strange group of people as he attempts to sell knives, which he's not very good at, apparently. It's all done, like I said, in the noir kind of style. It's got like a 1920s, 30s jazz style, noirish music going throughout, and the quirky characters he meets. Like the first one opens the door, it's just kind of real sketchy, got gloves on his hands, like so you think something's going on, and then he meets a woman who's hitting on him, and then he has all these like odd characters they just come through. And throughout, he kind of just has this chant, this mantra that he repeats to himself throughout to keep him going through it all. But I think really what the film is it's really just about style and look at the style of the cinematography and the sound design and even the style of the performance with Michael Cera's performance of the kind of goofy salesman that's working his way through the scenes and stuff like that. It's about 60 minutes long, and yeah, I don't know what else to say about it, I guess. So let's go into what do you guys think?
All right. What do you think, Carl?
oh
Uh,
gosh. Uh,
yeah.
well, okay, I'll jump in here.
Mhm.
What do you think, Clay? No. Uh, well,
Just as he
it is
started talking, we
sort of
lost
very,
him.
it has resonances of Lynch, doesn't it? David Lynch is kind of weird, uh,
Quirkiness to it that he has, yeah.
aspect to it. Um,
Oh
And there he
no.
goes.
Oh God. Okay.
So he's comparing it to Lynch, and I got that too, actually, like kind of that Lynchian
Yeah.
feel. Although Lynch, I think, is less
Mhm.
story. It's even harder to follow a story in a Lynch film. But I just watched, funny enough, I just watched Mulholland Drive
Oh,
again
did
a
you?
couple weeks ago, which I hadn't seen in years, and so
Mm,
it definitely has that feel to it. There he
mm.
is. Give him a minute.
it is a sort of a weird film and it has a resonances of David Lynch um, that it doesn't seem to make any sense on the surface, and it's almost like a puzzle you're trying to work out, and you're taking clues and you're trying to find what's the meaning, what's the theme here, what are any sort of what metaphors or symbolism or something, and you really have to think a lot about it as well. I mean, okay, I get your point. It's all about the style, and it is. Look, it looks amazing. It's very well acted and so on. But it's not your typical linear storytelling. Here's the drama. Here's what's happening. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I felt as well. It beautifully shot. Like I do love noir, the visuals of it. And I love Michael Cera. He's absolutely I used to love Arrested Development. He was hilarious in that. But I just thought I don't like David Lynch. And it sounds horrible to say. I will give him another go. I will give David Lynch another go. But his it's just it was so bizarre and just non-linear and weird but not in a good way. And I know I think it was like 16, 17 minutes long, but I felt like it was much longer. I kind of stopped in the middle. I was like, oh no, there's 7 or 8 more minutes left. But visually, it's stunning, and the acting is great. It's just the storyline I just didn't connect with, or the characters. I mean, there's one point he's kind of handed a baby, randomly. It's just a bit odd. It's just a bit odd. But I can see how it would appeal to David Lynch fans, but I don't think it's a film for me.
Hmm. Yeah, that's
Well, I'm just
interesting.
going to say, yeah, sorry, just interrupt you, Milo. Like, I mean, we've talked about David Lynch here. Like his name is not associated with this film in any
No,
way.
he's
Like,
not. Sorry, just
so,
in the
no,
style of
no,
it. Yeah, it's the
yeah,
style.
I made that point. So maybe like it is a compliment to the person who
Oh
did make.
yeah.
But I mean, I'll just pass this on to you, Milo. I think you are a fan of David Lynch. So can you tell us why you are and what is it about this film that you like, taking that into account?
Ooh, gosh, I got to get sound like I know what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah, I think it's the quirky aspect of it and the fact that it forces you to think. Like sometimes a lot of movies, they just put everything out there and it's a nice easy story to follow. There's not much, which is great. I mean, I love those films as well. But with a Lynch film or this, you're watching it and you're kind of like you're thinking about like why they made this decision. Like me, I'd be like, let's just throw some weird guy in here with this weird face thing and have him talk to that guy and then move on. That would be literally the extent of my thought. And I have a feeling David Lynch is like that as well. And we put a lot of meaning and depth behind his films, but in reality, he just thought stuff was funny. And he would throw it in his films and just be like, this is just a weird, fun thing that I thought of. And yeah, let's just put this in the film. And people like put these crazy interpretations onto them. It's like when we read, like if you do a literature class, right? And you read a book or a short story, and then you go into this extreme depth of analyzing the author's intent. And,
Yeah.
and the reality is they're just sitting there typing away and creating a story.
That's why I think it's like Beckett. I think Beckett was apparently originally he was hilarious, and now you have all these PhD people over analyzing his work.
Hmm.
And he was just having a bit of a laugh. So you wonder, yeah, with Lynch, he's probably doing the same thing. People are over analyzing the work, but I do want to, I do want to go. Yeah, you're right. You do have to kind of work and think what this is about. It doesn't feed you all the information.
Hmm.
Um, so I probably wasn't in the mood to watch a film or had to work earlier, my brain. But no, I do appreciate it is beautifully shot, and it is a huge compliment to this writer director that it is very like Lynch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think it's intended to be super deep
yeah,
or super thought-provoking. I mean, if you watch the credits at the end of the credits, one of the characters has this little monologue that he delivers. And there could be some stuff with the meaning with that little mantra that he says to himself. And I could be wrong, but I think the girl that comes down the stairs and repeats it to him, I think she's the director as well.
Who is
I,
she?
I think
Oh,
so. I didn't have a chance to look it up, but I think she might be. Um,
I was
because
thinking, was that like a religious thing or something?
yeah.
Isn't it? And it's like he's praying because he has to. I think he talks about he has a family or a child.
Hmm.
And he at one point he reveals that, and he has to get money, and you kind of do feel sorry for him because he's a knife salesman and no one's buying his knives, and it's scary, but he has to continue this to earn a living, and it's very theatrical, especially when both of them meet and say the same passage. Yeah, so I wonder his kind of religious thing. He's like, "Oh, please God, may it not die tonight," kind of way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
I
could
did
be.
think that that woman might have been the mother of the child. That was
Oh,
kind
Possibly was she? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
but it's
She's not
still
listed in as an actor in the
interesting.
all
credits,
right.
so it must have been somebody else. But yes, exactly. So you're left wondering, like, is she the father or the mother of the child? And if
Yeah,
so, why did she leave the child with this dude?
yeah,
And that kind of stuff. So it leaves you asking with a lot of wondering. And why did Michael Cera's character continue to hold on to the child even towards throughout
yeah.
the end and that kind of stuff? So.
Or maybe it was like part of his mind.
Hmm.
different compartments of his mind, And one guy, he opens the door and he's just covered in like look like he's leprosy or something.
Something, yeah.
Horrors, But yeah, it's just is it a mental thing? It's a compartment of his mind or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
Did you?
it was very biblical, like that.
yes,
It,
yes.
so you do have that guy, and like he did a leprosy, and then like, there was themes of like, you know, uh, death and sex and religion in the film. Uh,
That
yeah,
could
that's
be
about
it.
it.
Mm.
Even the foot lady, right? I mean, it was creepy what
She
she did, but there is an aspect of like, like like you wash like I know some religions where they
Oh,
wash their
yes,
feet
yes.
regularly, like I think Muslims do just before they pray or
Houses.
something.
Yeah.
And I think even in Christian religions, some
Yeah.
marriages will do that thing where they wash
Mary
their
Magdalene,
partner's
wasn't she?
feet.
No, wasn't Mary Magdalene? Didn't she wash his
Oh,
Yeah,
feet?
yeah.
that's what it
So
is.
actually, come to think of it, maybe it is a biblical reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Actually,
the sucking on the
I
toe, maybe not, but like the rest.
yeah. Or the seven deadly sins. I don't know, something like that. I don't know, but that was an interesting scene. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'd say that wasn't a real foot. I'd say because you couldn't. You know what I mean? That would
That'd be
be.
so hard for the actor to be down there and be like, especially if it's Michael Cera's toe, and
Oh
she's got to do it. She'd be
God.
like, "Oh, you got to pay me a lot more than my day rate for this."
Yeah.
And
Because the way you don't see him, I'd say that was like a
fake foot.
prosthetic foot. Because you wouldn't really do that. I mean, you couldn't. I mean, like it would have been horrific.
It would be
And
bad.
she,
Yeah.
it just I wouldn't. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, and she
And
had her mother
and that all,
behind her, and so yeah, it
yeah.
was,
And she said something at the end of that scene, and I can't remember what it was. And I said, "Oh, I must go back to that."
oh,
Never did.
the mother. She
Yes,
said something like,
Yeah.
you.
are you your mother's grandson or something like that? Are you grandmother's something like
Yeah.
that? Like she was implying that his mother was also his grandmother.
And it was kind of creepy. Like the older woman looked on while he was sucking, while the other person's.
Doing the
It was just
toe.
kind of really creepy. And it was kind of like she wasn't saying anything until the end.
Yeah.
It's just a bit creepy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'd have to imagine that the writer director whoever it was that there is some sort of meaning behind
Yeah.
these scenes uh, um, that is unique to them, or that like
Mhm.
they're not gonna reveal like it's and that's typical of a lot of filmmakers. You derive your own meaning from it, but you think that whoever's creating this, there's a reason behind it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I suppose I probably didn't give enough credit in the first viewing because I wasn't probably looking to watch a film where to work in my brain. But you do think, Jesus, there's a lot of you look into the different scenes. There is definitely meaning behind this. Yeah. So
Yeah, it seems like it.
And also like black versus white too.
yes,
Uh, like he had like the black woman, the black baby, even his dream. He was talking about his dream, the
yes,
white cow. So I'm not sure what points they were trying to make here, but it seemed to be a theme. And then that guy at the end too.
Yeah.
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 And they left you hanging, wondering. So there you go.
Like it is a film you can get back to, but probably won't, to be honest.
All right. Well, let's rate it then. Who wants to go first?
I'm gonna call, yeah. I don't mind.
Oh, me first.
Go on.
I like you watch you watch the films on different levels. You appreciate cinematography, you appreciate the acting, and you notice something going on here, and you want to actually you're trying to figure it out. I often feel like a bit like a Philistine sometimes, because I think I'm watching this. I should be getting this. I want to understand this. I really, really want to get this, and but I sometimes it's just something that appeals to you on a sort of visceral level, and I can't honestly say that this did, but I can appreciate the craft behind it. So I'll give it 3 stars.
Okay. Yeah. So for me, I find it very long. It seems longer than it was, even though it was a very long short film. But I loved the visuals. It was brilliant, the visuals. But it just didn't connect with the characters, and it was a bit unusual. But I give it 3 stars.
Mm. Yeah, I totally agree with your points.
Mhm.
But as we've discussed, I am a David Lynch fan, and this definitely has that Lynchian-esque feel to it, which, by the way, is a compliment to filmmakers that there even is a term Lynchian, right,
Mm.
to describe your filmmaking style. And it's really well done. The music's brilliant, the lighting, cinematography, all that kind of stuff. But again, that question is like, would I watch it again?
Mm.
And probably not. Maybe just to see if I can find some more stuff in it. But the reality is probably not. So, but I'm going to go a bit higher than the two of you and go with 4 stars. There we go. All right, no budget filmcast audience. This is called Man. What was it called? Man Rots from the Head. And you can check it out and let us know what you think. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at No Budget Show, or leave a comment in the notes below. And with that, we'll say goodbye and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.